Well, good morning everybody, this is DearMamaSal on a Wednesday morning. It's just 10 degrees here in southern British Columbia. Which would make it 50 degrees in American. Just to let you know, I am on my way to work. I'm still not feeling too good. For those of you who don't know, I've been off for a couple of days. Don't know quite what happened. It happens to me every now and then where I just get so exhausted, I think, that it makes it difficult to function. I woke up on Monday morning very, very weak, very wobbly, that would be the word, with almost a flu-like feeling about it, and I felt sick to my stomach. I just generally did not feel good at all, and made the decision to stay home. And I always think you get a fair idea of whether you made the right decision as to how the body reacts, and I slept most of Monday, which told me my body really needed that. And then tried to get up yesterday and same problem. So I went, no, I'm not going to do this to myself. I'm going to take the day and rest again, and slept again most of yesterday. But I did wake up this morning, which is always a good thing, now that I think about it. I woke up this morning and was able to get up and shower, and just took each thing that I would normally do on its own merit, sort of thing, to see how I was doing. Went and made my food for work and managed to do that okay. I'm still very sore. My body is sore. My head's still sore, but as I said, I think I'm still running a bit of a fever, but nothing too serious now. I definitely have been running quite a low-grade fever for the last couple of days, so I'm dressed in layers today, and I have a cardigan with me as well, because I think I could end up sort of hot and cold today, so I wanted to make sure I was properly prepared for that. So I hope you'll forgive me that we missed a couple of vlogs in there, but I know you guys well enough that you would want me to look after myself before I do anything else, so I did that. And thank you all for your kind comments, those of you who were kind enough to comment. I really appreciate that. It's been a strange thing, and you know, whenever I have a couple of days like this, I think about all my viewers who have to spend every day in bed, and I cannot tell you how much my mind goes to you, because even after a couple of days in bed, you know, I can feel it in my hips, I can feel it in my back, and I just wonder how you guys manage it, because if it's that uncomfortable after a couple of days, it must be horrific if you have to spend a lot of time, or all your time, in bed. So just know I was thinking of you, and you inspired me to just do what I could to turn over and lie on different parts of my body, to not put too much stress on any one point. But I really could feel it. And I tried adjusting my fancy bed, and that wasn't helping either, so who knows. The temperatures are obviously cooling down quite a bit, and that's when I knew that I wasn't doing too well, because I literally was throwing the covers off my bed because I was too hot, and I'm going, I know it's not that hot. Therefore, I'm not that well. Alright, so here we start again. I'm going to make a decision whether or not to cancel Friday's broadcast so that I can go to work and try and make up some lost time. And I will make that decision probably today when I see what work there is at work. You know, there's one thing about taking time off work, and yay, don't have to go to work sort of thing, but there's the other side that goes, you know, the pressure that puts on you in terms of extra work is sometimes not worth it. So I'm going to have a look to see how bad it is, and if necessary I will be cancelling the broadcast on Friday, and if I do that I will actually broadcast on Saturday instead. And yes, I know you're saying, but that's your day off, but I've had 2 days off, so fair's fair. So I will try and let you know that in tomorrow's broadcast what I've decided to do. And I hope you guys will understand my reasoning for that, because you're so understanding, and I love you for that. What I must say is that I gave a lot of thanks to Netflix. I am glad that I have Netflix, because even when I was awake, I was not really functioning that well. And I don't know what you guys do when you're feeling like that. You know, it's just like, you know, I get tired of watching the news because it just keeps repeating and repeating, and I understand why it does that totally, but you know, there's just so much of that. You have to turn it off. But I needed some sort of white noise to help me, and I ended up binge watching the program that I've never watched, funnily enough, Arrested Development. I had never seen it. I'd heard about it, but I'd never ever seen the series. And I am so glad that I could binge watch it, because it's one of those series that is worth binge watching. You know what I mean? You get so into the characters, and you sort of kept saying to yourself, "Oh gosh, now what?" You know. And I like it when comedies build the characters to that degree, where each one of them is that solid that you just look forward to the next episode, so to speak. So I watched, I think, 2.5 seasons of it, and I think they've only done 4, but it was really, it did make me laugh out loud occasionally, and that's pretty good when you're sick, because it takes a lot to amuse you when you're sick, from my experience. So I thought that this, again, fitted in quite well about how do you look after yourself as well as you look after others. And for me, I have no idea what they're doing here, but there appears to be a huge, huge traffic jam. Okay, what's really unusual here is there's a bridge ahead of me, and the other side of the bridge there's construction, and has been for some time. But for some reason they're not allowing anybody onto the bridge, and nothing is coming the other way either. Oh, it's police blocked it off. Okay. Okay, everybody, so what they're doing is rerouting us. I've now got to drive all the way back to, I would say at least 5-7 minutes back to go back onto the highway and take a different route to work. There's obviously been an accident, a bad accident or something up ahead for them not to let anybody onto the bridge. It must be pretty serious. I can't see any signs of it, but it must be there. All right, so let me just continue. I have no idea where I was at that point. I've just phoned into work to let them know I am trying to get to work, but it's not very easy. Oh, maybe. Wow, this is a complete dog's breakfast. I have no idea what's going on here, but I'm just going to follow what everybody else is doing, which either means a lot of us are about to get very lost, or else somebody knows where they're going. Let's hope that it's the second. So, new route to work. I actually do know this road because I used to bring Bean Bean along here in the days when we had the running machine, for those of you who remember those days. I did not need this morning, but it is what it is. So I'm wondering whether we have got to this stage yet, especially for those of you on the East Coast, where we're beginning to see autumn coming in. I believe it's the first day of autumn today. And if so, perhaps we can do our annual send in the pictures of your fall trees. I seem to remember that we had quite a bit of fun with that last year and the year before. And also, of course, the first snow, wherever you are. And I know it'll be late by the time this vlog goes up, but in case it still gets up in time, Charlotte, happy birthday. I know it's your birthday today, so hope that you have a good one. I hope that you had a good one. So let's have a little talk about rerouting, detours. And I'm just wondering, because it's happened in my drive, how many of you are aware that's happened in your life. And one of the things I always believe about detours is take them. If the world tells you to take a detour, take them. A couple of good reasons for that. Number one is you normally learn something along the way. And secondly, a detour, although they can be long, sometimes are quicker than some other ways of doing things. Now, I say that because I'm thinking at the moment I'm taking a strange detour. I could have doubled back and gone back 10 minutes to the highway and taken that route, but then I noticed other people were taking this route, and I can remember that I took it once or twice with Bean Bean. So I do know that it does end up actually in quite a useful place. And I know that it quite surprised me where it ends up. I can't remember where it is, I must admit. But I'm about to find out. So the whole point being, getting angry or frustrated is not going to get me to work any faster. So I might as well just go with the flow. If only I could remember where the flow flows to, it would help me at the moment. It's a really strange feeling. I know I was surprised where it took me to. And everybody is turning right, but I seem to remember it's important to turn left here. I'm looking at a house. It has so much character to it, so much older house. Obviously they're seafaring types. They got, you know, all the ship's wheels and all the bits to do with... You've got to be joking, man. Wow, this is quite a detour. Anyway, so what I was saying about that, sometimes it's a good thing to take a detour. You learn something new. And today, I guess I'm learning to be very grateful. I still have absolutely no idea what caused the police blockage on that hill and that bridge. But I have to look at it this way. I'm very glad that I got rerouted instead of being early enough to be part of the accident. Because obviously it was a big accident. You don't close off a major artery of rush hour traffic just for the heck of it. Wow, there's a pretty... I have just seen the most perfect garden lawn. I don't believe it. It didn't look real. All the shrubs are absolutely cut exactly the same way, at a sort of oblique angle. All, you know, they're... I couldn't believe it. It was just, I wish I'd had time to take a picture. I need to come back one day and take a picture of it because it really is... you know, the lawn looked like a bowling green. It didn't look like a regular lawn at all. It looked too flat, too perfect, in fact, the whole place looked a little bit too perfect for me. Do you know what I mean? It didn't have any character. It just looked like a show. Something you'd see in a picture, but not in a real house. So, now I don't know whether it's been specially staged because they're trying to sell it or something, but a little bit overkill for me. I think I'm going to take this route. Hang on a second. At least I know where we are now. So do you understand what I'm saying? I could have not been... I could have been a bit earlier today and been part of that accident. Now obviously it's caused major problem because I'm looking at the absolute traffic jam coming towards me here, which means that, you know, there's obviously a blockage coming down the hill as well. Nobody can come down the hill. So, you know, you've got a two-way major problem going on. And I'll find out later today what caused it, I'm sure. Nasty. So I look at it and go, okay, fine. For those of you who are into this sort of thinking, can you understand that even though it's a frustration and it's taking me longer than I want, especially as I don't want to be late for work today, and I already am, but I'd rather be late than seriously injured or dead. And so you've got to look at it and go, maybe the detour was the blessing today. And for those of you who are have been able to watch it, the Pope arrived in America today, and I was watching part of that. I'm just watching a dirty great German Shepherd standing on the back of a of a couch looking out of the window, and there, right below him, there is a sign that says beware of the dog, and you're going, yep, that looks like a beware of the dog type dog. I wouldn't be rushing to break into that house. You know, unlike Bean Bean, who was a cross German Shepherd Husky, his problem was his tail. I mean, he looked vicious enough. I got to say that. You know, if you didn't know him, he would look vicious enough. But the truth was, it was the way his tail was going that told you that, yeah, please won't you come in so I can lick you to death. Well, this is now at the end of the day, because I noticed when I was vlogging this morning that my battery ran out. I'm not 100% sure when it ran out, but I can at least do an ending for today's vlog, because I know at least one person who gets very upset if I don't end it properly. But before I do that, I thought I'd just let you know that I did find out what the big traffic jam was this morning, and why they completely closed both north and southbound routes on my route to work. It turned out, apparently, that a concrete truck, one of those mixer trucks, you know, it mix up the concrete as it drives along, tipped over. And I understand nobody was killed, and that was particularly lucky because it tipped over onto a car. But I hear that the driver of the cement truck, you know, is in hospital and pretty serious, very serious. So, and I'm not quite sure how the driver of the car is doing, but I will find out. But I thought I'd just let you know that there was, I knew that had to be pretty bad for them to close both north and south lanes. I've never seen it happen, quite honestly. In the 16 years that I've lived where I live, I have never known them close both lanes like that on my way to work. So, as a first for everything. And again, how grateful I am that I wasn't part of that. I could have been the car that it landed on, and I'm glad I wasn't. So, I ended up only being about 15 minutes late for work, which was awesome. And the good news is, even though I'm still not feeling good, as you can probably see, you guys know me pretty well, I did make it for a full work day, so I'm very proud of myself. Alright, so that was my update. Hope you all had a wonderful day, and that you have an even better tomorrow. I'll speak to you soon, unusually soon. So have a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. And this is DearMamaSal saying, understand occasionally in life the detours are for good reasons. Bye-bye for now.